It was in December of 2013 that the Trans Mountain Pipeline proposal was first brought to the National Energy Board. Joining me today is Eugene Kung from the West Coast Environmental Law. Eugene, what's happened during this last 8 years of this project?
Wow, a lot has happened in the last 8 years, Tina, with TMX. When it was first proposed in 2013, as you mentioned, the cost was $4.5 billion. And what we've seen since then is a steady increase in costs to just last Friday, an announcement that it had increased by 4 times to $21.6 billion. That's a huge change and a huge increase. Of course, in the meantime, we've seen many court cases and challenges, and it's become really a big national controversy.
How have they justified that? I mean, 21.5 billion? I mean, that's incredible. Every Canadian in this country should be alarmed that that number has increased so high. What are the justifications that they're saying for that high number?
It's hard to say, you know, they keep changing the justification as it goes along. From the very beginning, Trans Mountain was supposed to be a business enterprise. And that's what makes it so frustrating, because what the National Energy Board and the federal cabinet and the Canadian Energy Regulator all said was that the profits that would come from Trans Mountain expansion justified the infringement on Indigenous rights, the fact that we're taking the climate in the wrong direction by building oil and gas infrastructure, and of course the impacts on orcas and salmon from a spill. And so at this new price, and especially now that the federal government has announced that they will not be spending any more public money on it, it's only going to get more expensive, and any fictional or hopeful profits have now not only evaporated, they've imploded entirely. And this is going to make it a lot harder to sell it back to the private sector. It's going to make it a lot harder for whoever owns it to make any kind of money on it before it becomes a stranded asset.
I mean, here on the West Coast, there's many First Nations that have fought tooth and nail against this project, mainly because the sustenance that they get from the sea and the salmon and other creatures that they harvest there. Has there been any new technology that will clean up that bitumen if or when there is a spill?
Not only is there not any new technology, but we still don't even know for certain how bitumen will behave in an oil spill. This was a part of the National Energy Board challenge that was not really adequately addressed by cabinet, and so again, this is just the myriad of problems facing this pipeline. Whether it's COVID-19 delays, whether it's climate-related things like floods or forest fires, which have set back construction. There's so many challenges that it has faced, and this is just another one.
Eugene Kung, thank you so much for joining us today. Back to you in studio.